I just want to let younger people know and understand, because when I was in high school, there's no such thing as an influencer. Now that I'm 28 years old, I see so many 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds and 15-year-olds so angry when you see somebody with money. Number one, a lot of people work their way up into what they want to do. To the people who are sitting there saying, oh, I want to post, but it's cringe. All the people that you comment on their TikTok saying, oh, to be rich, it must be nice being like this. I want this to be my life. Guess what? Those people started posting, even if people thought it was cringe. People, and you also don't have to show your face on social media, and you can also have an alias on social media, obviously like a different name than your real name. So literally your life, how you want your life to look, is up to you. If you say, oh, I want to be a banker, guess what? You Google how to be a banker and you take that trajectory there. Oh, I want to be a pharmacist. How do you become a pharmacist? You go to pharmacy school. How do you go to pharmacy school? You look that up and you follow that trajectory. I want to be a TikToker. That involves posting on TikTok or posting on Instagram. It involves being cringe. It involves your friends and your family saying, what are you doing? Oh, I want to be a YouTuber. That involves putting yourself out there, putting your life out there, even if you have an anonymous account like those faceless aesthetic Koreans and Japanese people who make videos and they never show their face, right? But that also involves, it's time consuming. But if you see somebody's life and you say, I want my life to look like that, but I want it to be handed to me, that's never happening. You're never going to go on a brand trip if you're not an influencer, because a guy who's selling cars is never going to be approached by BMW to go on a brand trip or Tarte Cosmetics to go on a brand trip. And the thing about it is, I guess, I mean, even with, I was on MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, there was no jealousy and anger and rage at somebody else doing well in their life like there is on TikTok. And I don't know if it's the way that the For You page is crafted, where on other social media you saw who you basically followed, even though Vine was basically like the predecessor to TikTok. But it's so odd to me. Like when I was 13, I never thought of anybody else who was not a 13-year-old. The people I thought of were like singers. I would think of a singer and be like, oh, that person is a Japanese, like I listened to Japanese music when I was in like the 6th grade or whatever. Or you see like Rihanna and be like, oh, I want to sing one day. But how do you become a singer? You teach yourself how to sing. You record music. The old way was to send your demo tape out there. Now you just post a damn song on TikTok, or you post a song on YouTube, and you can post it on SoundCloud and Spotify and stream it. Find out how to stream it yourself. You don't have to go through a big label nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand being mad at somebody when you're not willing to even put the effort into being to put in the effort to have what that person has. Because you can have it too. Oh, it must be so nice being so pretty. You're probably pretty. You're probably pretty too. But you have low self-esteem for whatever reason. Nobody wakes up looking like a freaking supermodel. Even the supermodels, sometimes you see them with no makeup on, you're like, oh Lord, what happened to them? And the supermodels, no offense to if you're a supermodel somehow watching this, the Botox, the hair extensions, being in the gym 24/7, eating healthy, they have pimples too. They were a certain weight and then they started training. Like the Victoria's Secret model workout, that whole era where people were talking about the Victoria's Secret model workout and the hair extensions and all the effort. They don't wake up like that. They never wake up like that. And guess what? Models face rejection. They go to casting after casting after casting, do the little walk, go give them the portfolio, and they're like, nope, we don't want you in the show. We don't want you in the show. Nope, sorry, next time. But when you see the models walking for Victoria's Secret, wow, it must be so nice to be there. But you don't know what they did to get there. As in, you don't realize, a lot of people don't realize the amount of work it takes to get there. People see you doing, oh, I'm doing a PR unboxing. I've had people be jealous of me where I get gifted perfume and makeup by amazing brands like Valentino Beauty, Armani Beauty, some other brands. Thank you. I just got Prada perfume. Thank you to all those brands. But guess what? I've been posting on social media forever. I've had to talk to other influencers and talk about how do I get on PR lists. I've sent so many brands emails and they didn't hit me back. And when you apply for a job, do you apply for one job and when you don't get it back, you say, okay, well, I'm just going to get food stamps for the rest of my life? No. You keep trying and you keep trying because you're like, I want a job because if I get a job, I can travel. So if you want to be an influencer, oh, my video only got 3 views. Well, because you just started the account. You keep posting. I've been posting for a year, nothing. Most of us that you see now that you are jealous of took 10 years to get here. 10 years? I don't have 10 years. Yeah, you do. Because if you're going to go to college, that's 4 years. If you're going to get a master's degree, all these high degrees, that's 8 years, 9 years, whatever. But nowadays with things like TikTok, it's not going to take you 10 years. Those of us who took 10 years is literally because we were starting with blogs. Some people were starting with blogs. Some people were starting with, and some people didn't know the right people. Back in the day, people would move to New York to get, to have connections. Because that's where all the people in fashion were. People would move to London, people would move to Paris, and they're still doing that. I know that if I left Oregon and I moved to New York, my Instagram would be more popping. That's just a fact. But right now, I don't have the means to. But where you're at, you can do it where you're at. I've seen people blow up on TikTok in their bedroom, just posting in their bedroom. So number one, you have to get out of your head with the low self-esteem because no one feels bad for you. In reality, I think I'm ugly. That's literally a personal problem. And you're probably not ugly. And if you think you're ugly, like that woman who gives makeovers here on TikTok, most of the time it's literally just lack of shaping your eyebrows, lack of knowing what colors are good for you, and lack of a good hairstyle. And if you practice personal hygiene, like not even losing weight, but like your hair color, the way you do your makeup, your skincare, all of that stuff. Number 2, you're already taking time to do things that you think are important anyways. If you're in school and you're studying, why? Because you want to graduate. Nobody wants to be flunk high school 4 times, be held back. You don't want to be held back, right? So you're studying because you're like, okay, there's a benefit. I get to graduate and then I'm going to go to college or whatever. So if you say, oh, that influencer, I want those things, or I want this, or I want that, you're going to put in the effort. You're going to put in the effort. Guess what? When you're in school and you study every day, you know you have a test next Friday, you take the test and you pass. Then you say, okay, all the effort that I put in studying, it paid off. When the brand hits you up and says, hey, we would love to work with you. We would love to take you on a brand trip. We would love to gift you ABCD. You see, okay, all the work paid off. You got to think about it like taking a test in school and preparation and laying the groundwork. Reading a chapter a day, you could post once every 2 days or whatever, but your life is never going to change. And most of us don't have rich families, and instead of accepting that you can create your own life and make your own life, people, I'm not born rich. Most people were not born rich. That's why they call it the 1%. 99% of us do not have a rich mom and dad, and not everybody on this app has a rich mom and dad. I could be unboxing Prada, I could be unboxing Hermes. Somebody on TikTok said, oh, she doesn't live in America, she lives in Italy. No, I don't. I never lived in Europe. I visited Paris for 2 weeks. But because somebody saw that on my profile, they made the assumption. Stop assuming things. Stop assuming everybody's rich. Most people are working 9 to 5. You're seeing a highlight reel. You're not seeing 12-hour shifts. You're not seeing people work the graveyard shift. You're not seeing people work at a job that they hate. You see us going out with our friends or going on a vacation, the only vacation we're taking on the whole year, or whatever the case may be, that we worked our butt off for and put in the vacation time of work and we got the approval, and you see us, oh, you're rich. No. Some people, I've been wanting to come to Paris since I was 13 years old. And I was broke for the longest time. But guess what? At 28 years old, I finally made it happen. 28 is not old. If I die at 100, I have 70 more years left. Your whole life is ahead of you. But stop thinking. You kids have to stop thinking, oh, I don't have it by 21, I'm a loser. I don't have it by 25, I'm failed. I don't even have it by 30, No. Stop. Number 1, get out of your head. Number 2, Google how to do what you want. Those things, your life, whatever you want your life to be. 3, start doing it. People are going to think you're... Even if you don't post on social media, people think you're cringe and they don't like you and they're talking about you anyway. So you might as well get something out of it.